I think it's like 2 AM in France, so you might be let off.
What a loser.
Yeah, there are worse things, apart from... Hitbox still looks a bit dodgy, but I think just have to get on with it.
I think we'll live. So pretty much just start whenever then, I think is what he said?
Yeah, I think that's the idea.
Alright, cool. I'll count down anyway. So, 1, go. Hi, I'm Kaizaron, and this is Pokemon Sapphire. It's a beautiful game. It's better than Emerald. You should run this.
And I'm Demonstu, and I have not really run Pokemon Sapphire, but I think I know enough to at least somewhat contribute to the conversation. And honestly, Sapphire being better than Emerald might not be such a lie anymore. It wasn't that long ago that Emerald was clearly the better run, but these days, with how things have panned out, Sapphire got a lot of advantages or improvements, and Emerald just kind of stagnated.
So I just kind of made up a name. I hope everyone likes it. So we picked the girl because it makes the manipulation easier, which by the way, we manipulate our Mudkip. It's a really beastly Mudkip.
Yeah. The boy was used in this game for a very long time, but semi-recently it was found out that using the girl makes the starter manipulation easier. And the differences which made us use the boy before turned out to be not so bad, and so the easier manipulation won out.
Oh, there's a name that had $5. I will donate $5 to make up for that. So we're gonna pick
You
up
could
this...
also give that name to someone else.
Yeah, that's
something else.
So we pick up that potion because things can go sour against the first rival, which I am gonna save before that fight because I feel like something bad's gonna happen. You know, marathon luck and whatnot.
Yeah, but with the Mudkip he's using, the chance of dying to that fight is decreased by a lot compared to the old standard ones. We can discuss the specifics when he actually gets there. They used to take a much bigger risk of dying though.
Name the starter Olden. Got it. So I kind of flubbed it there, but you might see me bonk into things that I'm facing into. If you do it fast enough, you actually kill the turn frame and saves, you know, just a handful of frames. Not terribly much, but...
Yeah, a turn frame from standing in this game costs 8 frames, which is pretty much the most in any Pokemon game that it costs as far as I know. And so if you can save even half of those, it's still a fairly big benefit in terms of speedrunning anyway.
So I'm gonna save before the bag here, and this is where some of the magic begins. You're gonna see me save and reset. You're gonna see me kind of like chill at the bag for a little while. Hey, timer, please work. I have a second timer here, just so I can get it right. There we go. You're gonna see me save and reset. I'm gonna try and manipulate our Mudkip here. It's a frame-perfect trick, but it's not too terribly hard to hit. It might take me a couple tries, though. We'll see.
Yeah, we're just talking one frame perfect trick about 10 seconds after reset, so nothing too terrible for experienced runners. Can be a bit rough when you're learning it. He got 20 HP that first time, so knows that that's the wrong Mudkip.
Yeah, I'm looking for a female Pooch and 21 hit points. The Pooch can be... Oh god, that's even worse. I was 1 frame early the first time, I was 2 frames early that time. So I was going to make a backup file just in case it took me too many tries to get this, but I didn't know what the names would be, so there's no backup file. So that's male, but yeah, it's not it either. Okay, so it shouldn't take us too terribly long. I'm usually a lot better at this than this, but my timer is kind of acting funky right now.
And you can see just how fast the attempts are anyway, so even if it's like 10th try, he would still only lose maybe a couple of minutes at most.
Oh, I got the hasty. That's 1 frame too late. Ha.
Tough luck.
Figures this would happen. Watch my nickname be the reason this is failing. Like I can never hit the frame.
If this were Gen 1 manipulation, then yeah, but I think you're okay this time.
Nope, hasty again. I promise we'll get it soon. Okay, that one felt good. This time for sure. Hey, there it is. There you go. So yeah, we're looking for a naughty mudkip. Off the top of my head, I can't remember our IVs, but they're pretty ridiculously good.
There has like 1 IV below 20,
Yeah.
and the rest are all... And there's 31s in... I don't think all the important stats, but I think in special attack and speed. And it's got plus attack nature with a near flawless IV in that as well.
So Olden. Oops. There we go. You know, the funny thing is, I mentioned making that backup file just in case it took too many tries. I was going to limit myself to 5 tries. When I was making that backup file, I actually got it first try, and then I forgot that there are name incentives, so I kind of just threw the file away.
Well, considering the current state of the route, it would have been a long time before you had something else to name Olden, so probably best that you did it now.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on if Talo decides to show up or not, though.
0 encounters to make up for the fact that it took forever. So something you'll notice eventually is if you've ever seen a Sapphire run before, or just any Gen 3 run in general that isn't a remake, we used to get Abra, and that made it very marathon unfriendly. But we completely disregard Abra now. We don't need it. We use a much better, cooler strat later.
Yeah, at this point even, like, the highest level of world record attempts aren't getting Abra, and that's unlikely to change for anyone with any modicum of sanity. For this game it might not be faster at all, like, even if you got it perfectly. Emerald is a slightly different case.
So for those of you that didn't see the stats, since they did go kind of quickly, this mudkip's so good that at level 6 it has 16 attack. That's insanely good. So the way that we manipulated that mudkip, the way that the game handles producing mudkips and just the starters in general, and other event Pokemon, right? Like, I think so. Since the internal battery is dead, every time you reset, it just kind of resets the timer on getting the stats of the Pokemon. They're all on frames, so, you know, I was saying that we were a frame early when we got the 20 hit points. I was saying we were 2 frames early when we got the 20 female. It's just the way that the game kind of produces it. Devam could probably explain it a lot better than I just did.
Yeah, well, there's nothing too much more complex than what you just said. It's just every frame the game is running, it always advances the RNG by 1, and then there are also some times where it'll advance it by more, but by getting the mudkip straight after we reset the game pretty much, we avoid all those times where it might advance the RNG more than, or in a way that we can't predict. So it's really just one frame perfect trick in this situation, and there's not much else that can go wrong. What we had to do, or Pokemon speedruns changed our timing from in-game time to RTA not that long ago.
God bless RTA.
and that allows us to actually save and quit to get a mudkip. Before we had to do that, or before we had the RTA, we had to do our runs in single segment, and we had to get mudkip from the time that we pressed new game, which meant that we were going for over 2 minutes of gameplay before we picked up mudkip, which made the manipulation a lot less precise. But these days it's just about a 10-second frame perfect trick. Makes it a lot easier and a lot less random.
Ow. That's not good.
Do we get a first turn critical?
Oh, sure did.
Sure did indeed.
Oh god, if we lose this. Okay, we won the speed tie when we could have died. We in there. We did it. Go team. You did not miss blue, so the schedule was a little behind, so we sacked blue. Blue would have been fun to show off, though.
You just need to sub 2 hours so there's time to show it off in this block.
Oh yeah. Sub 2 hours. Good meme.
Yes.
I wanted one more potion. Thanks, game. It's like right there, it's kind of slow, and I don't think I'm actually going to do it in this run, because I have headphones in. Usually I don't have headphones in, but the Amrec audio is a little delayed. So I'm not going to try and do that turn frame thing we were talking about. But that was kind of the general gist of it. I was looking left, so I tried to walk left to kill the turn frame and then walk down immediately, but because of the sound delay on my end, it was a little too slow. If you noticed, I also walked in that Poké Center without using it. In every Pokemon game, outside of the very first generation of games, if you enter a Pokemon Center, that sets your warp point. And that's going to come in handy much later.
Yeah, in first gen you had to take the center, which made setting warp points a lot less desirable, but here we use it a couple of times. Or maybe only once in this run, but it's used a lot in Pokemon runs in general.
Yeah, we use it once minimum in this run. You can use another center later on in the game, but that's like a dire emergency. So, you know, that'll probably happen this run.
Is that something like taking the one in the Flying City, which I somehow forgot the name of?
Oh, Fortree.
Yeah, Fortree, yeah.
That's one spot that it could happen. That's very unlikely. The spot that I've had to do it before was, geez, you're forgetting names, I'm forgetting names. Tate and Liza's city. Man, I run this game. What's wrong with me?
It becomes a lot less important once you get Fly, of course, which is actually just after you... Or get Fly before you arrive in Fortree, but you can't use it until after you beat that gym. But then, obviously, once Fly, you don't have to worry so much about getting warped back to an awkward place, but it still does save time to be taken to a city instead of having to fly there.
Okay, hold on, I gotta unplug and replug my controller, that was weird.
Okay.
I don't understand what just happened. Okay, cool. Maybe I should have gotten a better controller before. Why did it... I was holding left and it walked right.
Yeah. That mutt apparently May saw something that she was interested in the window.
Possibly. So one neat thing about Gen 3 is you can do what's called spinner manip, which is kind of what I just did, except I did it really sloppy right there. So they essentially hear you when you run. So you try to set it up so you make them look one way and then walk past them while they're still vulnerable to looking that direction. Different classes of spinners. One takes 32 frames, one's 16, and one's 8, I believe.
Yeah, they kind of have... I think they all first turn after 32 frames, but then the time they take for their second turn can change, and that makes certain strategies not work on them.
And it begins. I should have saved for this fight, not the rival fight.
There is one strat that works for every type of spinner, but it's also the slowest, as you might imagine. Although Keys might have to resort to it if his controller keeps malfunctioning, just to be safe, on the most important spinners. Or the most deadly spinners, rather. It would be a shame if he hit the guy with 2 grass types.
Edwin.
Yes, Edwin.
Edwin's a jerk. Okay, so we took all those sand attacks, but no damage, so whatever. Go team.
Yeah, you want to beat the first gym leader before your potion count runs out, and preferably keep a couple as spare for later on. So first fight, since we bought the potions with no damage, is a good start.
So like right there, I ran up to a tile that he would look down, and then I started walking. So I was able to walk past him perfectly fine. I'll do it here too. She's just a rotator, but it's faster to do that than it is to wait for her to fully rotate.
Yeah, the obvious thing left unsaid there is that all the spinner manipulation tricks also work on rotators the same way.
So unfortunately, we don't get Water Gun until level 10. So we have to Mud Slap this Geodude, and it's not very often you die to this fight. We're in a fine position. We entered with full health. We have 3 potions left over. Geodude missed his first tackle. Missed his second tackle. Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, we get to play some revenge on the AI in this fight, compared to basically every other situation where he's the one using the 95% accurate move and essentially getting sand attacked every turn by us.
The question is, can we pull the damageless?
Yeah. Usually that's what happens to us in every other speed game, and even probably later on in this one.
There, we did it. No damage.
Something must be coming.
Yeah, that means I'm saving before Roxanne. I don't trust anything. So level 10 we learn Water Gun, and you're going to notice me swap it to the top immediately. It's not the biggest time save in the world, it's just kind of a save a few frames kind of deal. It's just optimal to have it up top because we're using it so much.
Yeah, you can see that he can reach 3 of his moves with only 1 input, or Water Gun he can just mash A now, but Water Gun being in that very bottom right spot means it takes 2 inputs and would have been the slowest move to use when he wants to use it a lot. So all of that just about ends up making it worth it.
Because it ends up being 3 inputs to move it when I just moved it. So we already save it on this fight alone. Well, almost save it on this fight alone, I mean. We save it by the time we get to Roxanne.
Unfortunately, you can't just hold down and right in this game to move to the bottom right move. You have to actually press them separately. So it does end up being quite slow to keep doing that.
Okay, so we shouldn't die to Roxanne. I'm just saving to be safe. Safety first, kids.
Yeah, Rock type Gym Leader versus Water Pokemon, but they do have a big level advantage, and the main Pokemon isn't 4 times weak to Water, unlike most of the others.
This is another benefit of the Mudkip that we generate now. This Geodude, depending on your special stat, used to be a range, but it's a 100% chance to die with this Mudkip.
Thankfully, we predate Sturdy that can actually work on every move in this game, so none of that shenanigans.
So if you notice, my move did a little more damage that time around. Mudkip has an ability called Torrent, so once I'm at 1/3 of my health or below, our water moves are boosted. And we just got a beautiful critical, so this fight's already over. Normally she burns through 2 potions, and it's a bit of a longer fight.
Yeah, that's called the magic crit for that very reason. If you can skip 1 or more potions. In Emerald, it's not only 2 potions, there's also an Oran berry on that nose pass, so it's even more important, but even skipping 1 potion is good.
Now what would have happened there if I didn't get that critical, I would have growled that turn that she healed the second time, and it would have forced the AI to use Harden. So it would give us like a free chance to kill her because we were slower after a Rock Tomb. Manipulating AI is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's not quite a guarantee, but it's enough that you can rely on it for the most part.
Yeah.
Or that you have to rely on it because it's too likely, or you lose too much time if you don't try it.
Wow. Controller, please. You know what? We're just gonna bag manip her. This isn't being nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I said earlier. He's going to use the slowest method of manipulation now. Or just did use it, rather. The bag manipulation method, which is 100%, but is the slowest method available.
So what we mean by bag manip is if you open one of your sub-menus up, it doesn't have to necessarily be the bag, but you're usually there anyway. It pauses the timer on the spinners, so as long as I don't accidentally run, which you shouldn't because you should close the menu with start in that case, then you pass the spinners just fine.
It's not even just pausing, it actually resets their timer to the maximum possible, yeah. There's another trick you can do which actually does just rely on a pause, but with a dodgy controller that's going to be even harder to pull off. Or at least to trust yourself to pull off. So whether we see it or not in this run is kind of questionable.
So we didn't get a single encounter, which kind of sucks because I want to fight an encounter. If you fight an encounter, then you can fight a different trainer that's a little faster than the one I'm going to have to fight, but it's not that much of a time difference, so we should be fine.
We'll have to fight one encounter, but
Yeah.
if you get an encounter on this specific route, then you can do the faster trainer, and if you do the slower trainer, then you can get an encounter later on a route that gives slightly less experience.
Okay, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna try and show how we're supposed to pass that spinner that I bag manipped. So we're probably gonna hit her. Get prepared. Show off that second method we were talking about.
The one that's not really going to play nice with a dodgy controller, but we can hope.
So that was a little slower than I would have liked, but basically we manipulate her with sounds like we said before, and then I only open the menu. I don't open any of the sub-menus. And if she doesn't turn, then it's a 7 and 8 chance that I pass her if I do it correctly and do it fast enough. There I kind of got lucky. So doing that method, you have a 1 in 8 chance for her to just turn and hit you anyway, which I've had happen 3 times in a row. That was cool. So we are fighting optional trainers here, and the biggest reason why is because we're trying to get Mudkip to a Marsh Stomp. It'll just make the next 5-10 minutes much easier.
It will mean that we have to go through 95% move hell part 2 though, although I don't think the tackles went too badly.
Yeah, tackles only went south because we had sand in our eyes, but we're good to go now.
For 95% part 2 mudshot.
Which you're stuck with that for quite a while.
There is actually an earthquake TM on the ground in this game right on our path, but it is right before the last fight that we used Mudkip in, so it isn't even worth picking up. Which means we're actually stuck with Mudshot for the whole time that we use Mudkip.
So ideally I get an encounter on the way back. Wow, that was beautiful movement. My character's concussed. If we don't get an encounter, I can always just get an encounter in Dewford Cave. Do a little more shopping here. We keep one of the Great Balls because we're going to catch a flyer later. It's going to be a Swablu.
Unfortunately, there just isn't really any good places with flyers at a super high encounter rate. We just have to eventually reach the place where Swablu is and deal with it there. But we'll see how it goes once we get there. There is one more chance to get something that isn't Swablu anyway.
Yeah, we could get a Talo here, or a Wingle. But we got a Ziggy. Darn. That's another notable change to how we use the route now. This was only recently, but we used to catch Zigzagoon because it had an ability called Pickup, and we would hope to the RNG gods that we would get good items, like maybe a rare candy, or a protein, or some sort of vitamin, or a really essential healing item. Full restores are always nice.
Yeah, it could do a lot for you, but just too unreliable and a little slow as well. Unless you got extremely good luck, and even then.
Also, congrats to Olden for evolving. So we kind of just interrupt his quiet life here and make him boat us everywhere. It's actually quite rude.
The Kaizaron has been holding off so far, so it's kind of scary right now. We're just waiting
I think it's
for
happening
it to show
on
up.
Brawley. I think it's happening on Brawley.
Well, I guess we can also say that the real life RNG of Faulty Controller has come in as well, though.
Yeah. I still don't understand why she was going to the right. That didn't make sense.
I don't think Faulty Controllers are meant to make much sense.
I can try to believe. So conveniently there's an escape rope here, which is super nice because that'll save us some time.
And some money, more importantly, at this point, probably.
That too.
I think we have had the chance to buy one, but money is tight for most of the early game of Sapphire, if not all of. And probably until right after Norman is when you can kind of just buy 11x attacks or whatever.
Yeah. So we approach Steven from the side here because he walks and we run, so it's just faster for us to run to his side so he can just walk straight up instead of walk around us. Gonna heal a full real quick. Use a convenient escape rope.
Oh, and this would be where we got Abra if we were insane.
Yeah, Abra's, what is it, 20%? Or is it less? I can't even remember.
It's 10%. What they
Ha!
basically did is they never used to rappel through Granite Cave until Abra was caught, so you had quite a lot of encounters to catch one, but if you think about it, having to go through all those encounters isn't really that fast anyway, unless you got an Abra very early on.
I totally did that in the wrong order, but it still worked. Alright, so this is actually a really huge run killer in this route now. Am I even going the right way?
Sure hope so.
Just kidding, guys. So, we used to delay Brawly when we had Abra. Because we would set our hub for Mauville City, and then we would just boat back here when we were much higher level, and we would just take this guy out super quick. But since we don't have Abra, we go after him now. And the fight can be trolly. So we lead a next attack here to get the boost. We used bulk up, that could be a problem. We'll see. Depends what his second move is.
Sadly, this is one of those fights where bulk up is the most likely opening move, but is also the one you don't want at all.
Well, we crit him, so that saves time.
Oh, that might have been a range on killing, though, that critical, but whatever, we'll take it.
Take what we can get. Okay, that was slow, but I'll take it because we're in Torrent, so Water Gun will kill, and it's 100%, so...
Oh geez, yeah.
Nice 5-turn, though. What a jerk. Alright, so that wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Apparently the Keith luck really has just manifested in controller defects for the time being. We might have to wait a bit more to see
We're gonna die to Rival too.
things go south in-game. Yeah, well, you have the potion. You definitely have the potions to get the HP right, so just don't miss.
Speaking of potion, I'll probably just potion soon, just because we have spares. That way I don't die to the Aqua Grunts somehow.
Rival 2 getting AI manipulation is very important, and it's based on your health, and you basically start the health manipulation for it after Brawly. You need to not be at a certain or too high health going into the fight, and the next couple of fights after Brawly don't do that much damage. So you can only really have a certain amount of wiggle room after you beat Brawly. Having two, I think he has at least 2 if not 3 regular potions left will help a lot.
I believe I still have 3.
Yeah, Roxanne went by very quickly.
I'm just gonna go ahead and potion now, be safe. We have the healing items. So Rival 2 is another notorious run killer. Pretty much if Rival 2's Grovile crits you, you're dead. In fact, there's no pretty much. Like, you're just dead. Unless you do some weird cheese where you have a second poke with you and you pick up the revive before the fight and revive yourself and, you know, mud slap miss into mud shot critical. You know,
And if you yourself miss, it depends when it happens, but generally it's going to be very hard to recover from.
yeah, just like how we want to enter the fight at a certain health, if you miss mud shot, you can try to manipulate your health, so Grovile's AI is forced to do quick attack, and that's pretty much the only way from there that you can win.
But the reason that we're wanting to manipulate health is that the lead Pokemon on the Rival 2 fight coming up has Growl, but because it has somewhat smart AI, it will only use Growl if you're above a certain health point, which is actually quite high. It's something like 70%, and if you go below 70%, then it won't use Growl at all. So
Yeah.
it generally ends up being pretty easy to manipulate our health so that it's not a problem. But a lot of Sapphire runs in the day died to not knowing about health manipulation and getting growled. You don't really have any way to get around growl because you just don't have enough money to stock up on too many X attacks.
Yeah, so the magic number is like 40 or 41 hit points or something, and we're definitely below that, so no growl for us. So it's either going to use Tackle, which it usually does. It can use Ember. I don't know if it has Smog yet. I don't think it does. Or if it does, it doesn't use it.
I don't think it does. But also, before a certain point, Sapphire runs taught Rock Tomb to Marshtomp because that actually does slightly more damage to Grovyle. And they are also a lower level, so they had to use Rock Tomb to two-shot the Grovyle, but Rock Tomb is even worse accuracy than Mudshot, so it's probably safe to say that Rival 2 has gotten a lot better since those days.
Okay, disclaimer, I did not want to go another tile over. I blame the controller. We are going to save before the fight, though. And because we go by RTA now instead of in-game time, if your health wasn't in a good spot, you could save before Rival 2. Usually it stands a chance at being faster than stalling for your health to go too low, depending on what your health is. So the trick with that is if you get an X attack off and they don't growl turn 1, they're not going to growl. I don't quite understand why. But it's a nice little backup strat. So now comes the run killer himself. And now we need to not miss. After that X speed that we put up and after that speed drop that we just gave with Mudshot, we are faster than the Grovyle. And we had just enough hit points to not be considered for quick attack. So that fight actually went pleasantly well.
There's a lot of very important things in that fight. You need to be slower than Grovyle on turn 1, because otherwise when it uses Absorb it'll heal itself enough so that you can't two-shot it. And you obviously need to be faster turn 2, plus have at least 10 health, or around 10 health so that it won't use quick attack and waste a bit more time.
Yeah, with this Mudkip in particular, quick attack would do 7 to 9 damage. So I'm gonna pick up the revive here for safety. There was another revive we could have picked up, but this one's a little faster.
Yeah, the health you really want to avoid though is the kind of ambiguous health around 8 or 9, because then you don't know whether it's going to use quick attack or not. And if you mispredict it using quick attack and it uses Absorb, then that's pretty much run over.
So that's spinner right there. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm finished.
Okay. That spinner right there was Edwin. We mentioned him earlier. He has 2 grass-type Pokemon, and it's immediately after you deal with a really tough fight. I'm afraid I don't understand what's being said. So this is going to be a really fun part of the game, mainly because I have this bad controller.
probably the most precise bike in any Pokemon game, or at least until Taurus Charge came along.
Ugh.
But I don't think we'll touch too much on Kaizaron's adventures in Pokemon Sun and Moon speedrunning.
Never.
Suffice to say that it's a bit of a mess.
Oh my goodness. I almost talked to his uncle again. So that's another change, is we used to teach Rock Smash to Zigzagoon, and then for a while we would also consider Poochyena if we didn't find a Zigzagoon. But now we just teach it to Mudkip.
It's obviously a trade-off because you can't keep as many other moves, and back when they used Rock Tomb, that was taking up a move slot, but really you can make do with just the likes of you're mainly using Mudshot to be fair, and
Yeah.
when you're fighting other Pokemon you can make do with other moves. We'll be getting Strength soon, and that takes up a move slot as another HM, but it is also almost as powerful as Mudshot is, so we interchange the two for a while once we get Strength.
So I didn't do it there, but immediately after the Wally fight, it's actually faster to get off your bike and run up to the door, just because the Mach bike has acceleration, so it takes, what, like 2 or 3 tiles before it's faster than running? I think it's just 2.
Yeah, it's as slow as walking for the first tile, and then as fast as running for the second tile, and then I think after that it goes to max speed. Not entirely sure though.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to Ether Mudshot.
How many do we have, and
Plenty.
what's our health like?
We can do it after this fight.
Oh, you had like 5 going into the
Yeah.
first. It was just the first available opportunity.
So I kind of want to take damage here. Mainly because the fight that you do after this, well, after the gym, is another run killer. And it goes back to the whole manipulating health thing. Oh yeah, I missed. Oh, but he didn't take advantage. What a jerk.
It's just another Growler, a Wingull this time.
Yeah, Growl and Supersonic. Supersonic we have a full heal
yeah.
for, but Growl is really, really bad. So normally I would X speed here. This is another reason I wanted low health. Confusion sucks. Normally I would X speed here, and then it would give Magnemite a chance to Sonic Boom. He could have Sonic Boom there as well. But now everything outspeeds us. I'm really hoping for some Sonic Booms. There's one. And for Confusion to end, that'd be great. Oh, that's not good.
Is the Voltorb self-destruct possible in this game?
I don't know. I think it is.
I think it's really, really rare even if it is, but that's just one more consideration.
I'm actually going to go ahead and use the full heal and hope that we get Sonic. Yay. We got it twice. So that fight was kind of piss poor, but that was because we entered at high health. It honestly probably would have been... Actually, no, that was probably the right play because we were such low health after that first Sonic Boom that he probably wasn't going to use Supersonic.
Yeah, under half is generally a good rule for status moves to start to disappear. I mean, this is really low, but don't think there's any significant priority for a while, so not a huge deal.
Well, the Wingull can kill us, but I do have one more potion, so...
Yeah, you can still potion and still be below half and still be fine for Growl and Supersonic. With Abra, we would have actually already gone west to Verdanturf Town to go and get strength, but without Abra, it's faster to take another path, so it does make this upcoming fight slightly harder because we have to two-shot the Wingull instead of one-shotting it.
Move it, please.
We also have to take a damage range on the Roselia.
Oh my goodness. Definitely saving before this fight. So, on that hiker, you might have noticed that I got off my bike and then ran to him and then got on my bike. That's just more spinner manip. We call it run the bike. So we're doing that same thing where we're trying to turn them and get a chance to pass them. Like the actual like spinner dodge mechanics in this game are really cool.
Yeah, at an amateur level you can just dodge every single spinner using bag manip, but learning the proper manips will save a lot of time in the long run.
So the biggest reason I saved here is because if we miss either the move in general or the range, then Roselia kills us. It's a 77% range, so this is actually another place where runs can die for no real good reason.
Yeah, you don't really have any choice apart from trying to get the range. And if you miss it, then Mega Drain comes your way, and you're not surviving that.
And I'm not even 100% sure if getting a level before that fight makes it a guaranteed range or not. I don't think it does.
No, probably not.
That movement was kind of gross. So I pick up this nugget because, like Dabom mentioned earlier, money's a little tight, and I need to do a lot of shopping here.
And again with Abra, he could have got another item. Or is that Emerald? I think it's in this one as well. He could have picked up another 5,000 item, but not worth it to grab.
Yeah. It's is it a protein, I think?
Yeah, that or definitely some kind of vitamin, maybe an HP up.
Oh no, it was an HP up, yeah. I think. Don't quote me. It's been so long since we've done that route that I don't remember anymore. So this is a really large shop.
Yeah, it's the first shop and last shop for a while that sells X specials, and he is going to need quite a few of those for later on in the run, once he actually has a decent special move.
Neat. First encounter Swablu.
This run is somehow defying Kaizaron, although...
We'll see.
Yeah. I guess there are still ways it can go wrong.
I rather it doesn't, but... Now, I believe Swablu is pretty much guaranteed. Like, for the most, it's what, a 1 in 256, I think it actually is?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have repelled.
Really nice. Oh yeah, there is always like a small chance for stuff to break out in Gen 3, isn't there?
Yeah.
I do vaguely remember something dumb like that.
See,
Unless it's literally at 0
I should have
health.
repelled, but I decided to just commit to not repelling until later. But this isn't too bad. Getting the Viper experience actually isn't too bad of a thing. It lets us do a little bit of a different strat later.
Yeah. And in theory, the encounter rate on the Mark bike should be reduced by 20%, which was actually just documented in the speedrun Discord today. Although I think people knew about it before that, but it was being discussed today. But he still managed to get 3 encounters in about 10 tiles of grass, so...
There's the keys of luck. Let's just leave it there. Good enough.
Hopefully.
So what I could have done was repelled immediately after I got the Swablu, and then manipulated the hiker. But by delaying the repel, I was able to not only manipulate him, but do bag manip on top of that, because we have to repel. So this is another change from the old route. Since we don't have Abra, we don't just walk out and teleport. We have to actually... What the heck? We have to actually... Controller, please. We have to actually kind of backtrack a little bit.
Yeah, but it ends up being pretty convenient with having to go and get strength at the same time. It's not actually that big of a movement loss.
Yeah.
Just sucks that we don't have strength for Cool Trainer Brook. That's about the only problem. That second spinner that he manipulated just before now, he could have smashed that rock to avoid her, but there is of course just the spinner manips to do instead.
I remember I didn't know that you could pass him before, and I went down and he turned and got me. That was great.
In Emerald that becomes a double battle, so you actually do have to smash the rock, I think, for the Abralus route. And shoutouts to that hiker that he passed in the cave, who's actually meant to be compulsory, but somehow the localization team for English Sapphire messed up and made trainers have one less vision, so you just get to pass him and no trainer battle.
I'm not complaining.
And yeah, I said the localization team, this only happens in the English version for some reason. It's a very odd thing, but it's a benefit to us. And on the route that he went through to get back to Moorville, there's another trainer which he would have to take extra sets to avoid if it weren't for that bug. Just another case of bugs benefiting speedruns.
So if you noticed, that's the second time I did that where I biked down and then went up the stairs. What I did was I deloaded the spinner that's at the top of the stairs. We pass him 100% because of the speed we're going. It's just another spinner trick. And then I did the run the bike manip on the other hiker. I've had him hit me a few times. Good old 1 and 8s. So now that we have strength, we have like a really powerful move that doesn't miss. And on top of that, we have our amazing attack, so strength pretty much becomes a priority move of ours.
Yeah, we just stick to Mudshot whenever we want a move that doesn't make contact, which will come up a little bit later with a certain Delcatty, which Keys has had some nightmares with in the past.
World record pace gone.
Yeah, Mudshot is also slightly more powerful still, but strength is generally a better choice most of the time. Mudshot the Kavanas because they have rough skin, just the whole contact difference.
One of my favorite and least favorite parts of this run is coming up. So I will save before Archie, because it can go poorly. So we're putting Thwabu up front, because Archie leads a Mightyena, which has Intimidate, and we obviously don't want our attack drop. And it's actually really nifty what we do here, so not only are we sacking the bird, but we're also using a guard spec on the turn that it dies, so when the Marsh Stomp gets sent out, if Sand Attack is used by the Mightyena, it doesn't affect us for another 4 turns.
Yeah, it would be handy to have the Skins Growl users as well, but guard specs are only sold in that Verdant Turf town, plus they're reasonably expensive. So we just have to use Health Manip against those. Mightyena does too much damage to make Health Manip a viable option here.
Yeah.
Luckily both of the Growl users from earlier were not fully evolved Pokemon that did very, very little damage.
Jeez, this Mighty Enna's just after me. I wanted to use another X attack, but I think we'll be fine.
Yeah,
actually I can use it now, whatever.
At 75 health against Mighty Enna, it's way too likely to use something like Sand Attack for you to just pull out another X attack once the Guard Stick is gone. Obviously against Golback he's risking Supersonic, but it's kind of the lesser of two evils thing.
Oh, you know, I totally could have skipped that X attack. I forgot that we got the Viper experience, so the Sharpedo wouldn't have been a range. Yet I went for the Mud Shot anyway. I could have strengthed it. Like, I actually kind of want the damage.
Oh yeah, setting up for the next fight. Which is another run killer, but for the opposite reason compared to normal.
Okay, I'm kind of winging this shop because I don't remember specifically.
Buy as many herbs as you can with not a lot of money.
Yeah.
Too much else to say. These are by far the cheapest heals you can get in the game. At least for that heal a decent amount of health, but it's unfortunate we get the herb shop not that long after we've just done the massive X item shop.
Yeah, if we had not done that X item shop, I'm pretty sure that we would get most, if not all, of the remaining healing items from the herb shop.
But yeah, Flannery fight is coming up, provided he manages to avoid the optional trainers, who are very hard to avoid, clearly.
My health's a little higher than I want it to be, but oh well. Gonna save here because this can go wrong in, like the bomb said, the way that you wouldn't think. So if you recall, I mentioned that if you step into a Poké Center, then your warp point ends up being put there. What I want to happen on this fight is I want to get poisoned and then die after the fight. That way we just warp all the way back to Dad's gym.
But we're not fighting anything with 100% poison rate, we're fighting Slugma with Smog, which while it does have a decently high chance, it's also inaccurate.
Ugh, he had to pick the two slowest moves.
Well, the AI minute...
Oh, please, don't do this to me.
Yeah. Minute that he did there was he attacked the Slugma deliberately turn 1 so that it won't use light screen anymore, although it already picked light screen, but I think it can't use it again anymore from now on. So it should just smog every turn. And he sets up a bunch of X attacks to stall for time before he gets poisoned. And also to kill the Torkoal in one hit. So they serve a nice dual purpose there. Before the Death Warp, when we had Abra, you just walked out and teleported back to Morville, and like we said, then you bike down and do Brawley and then do Norman. And after Norman you would actually teleport back to Morville once more. And so you skipped a lot of the journeying, but
oh,
in this
you've
setup,
gotta be
he has to die.
joking me. Okay, we have to redo the fight. We missed Mudshot. There's the Kiesellock.
Died a little too early, unfortunately.
We
So-
want to finish the fight and then die to poison, but unfortunately, 95% kicked in.
I was going to say that Torkoal, we're used to two-shot Torkoal because you only need one X attack to two-shot it, and you need 4 to one-hit it, so it was clearly faster, but Torkoal was not a nice Pokemon to give a turn to, even still. Even if it was faster, because it has lovely moves like Attract and Body Slam Paralyze. So things are definitely a lot better now that we one-shot it 95% of the time.
Oh, and now Slugma's just gonna miss over and over.
Mog's accuracy is a problem.
That's putting it lightly. Please poison. Ugh. Stall.
Yeah. X specials are, I think, the cheapest. Yeah. X specials are, I think, the cheapest. Pleasant.
Yeah, it's a don't kind of deal. Oh, come on. Is this happening again? Unbelievable, dude.
Well, it's right here. Yeah.
Yeah. This hurts my feelings a little bit.
They aren't even seeing it though. Hitbox is really shit the bed right now. My bad, but yeah. Hitbox is having issues, so I'm not sure how much of this will actually be heard. They might be coming back now though.
I can't believe that this is happening again. Like, I actually can't believe this. Wow.
Yeah, welcome back everyone. This is Delcatty. It's fun.
It's a coin flip, man! It's a coin flip! I'm gonna let it kill me. Forget it.
The stream skipped all the way from Flannery Part 2 to this fight, by the way.
Of course. Okay, I'm just taking the white. Whatever. What an actual jerk.
So this is why you don't want to use strength on Delcatty.
This is happening. Oh, don't kill it, Swablu. I swear to... You know what? Just growl. I cannot believe this fight's happening! It might be faster to just reset to Flannery again. Jeez. Okay, good. We died. Okay, we don't want to die here, but I mean, I got terrible luck, and I need awakenings now. So we're just gonna take a little bit of a detour here. Okay, you know
With
what?
not that much money.
Yeah. Do I have enough? Oh, hey, neat.
Yeah, you might be able to afford at least one or two.
I can get 3.
Ooh. Height of luxury right here.
Okay, you know what? All I have to say is I don't care how good Kaizaron is, he's wrong in this case. Mudshot's better.
Yeah. Kaizaron is a brilliant router, but sometimes stuff he does, just other people struggle to reproduce it or struggle to agree with him. But he's probably always right, or right a lot of the time, but sometimes this stuff just happens and you have to question it.
Stop singing me, please. Oh, well, it's fine. It attracted me anyway. Unbelievable. No, it's happening again! Come on! Oh, I don't believe this. I do not believe...
Kaizaron was right all along.
Okay, we now know why. Can you just not... Okay, so it's a coin flip. I can't emphasize that enough. It's a coin flip to be immobilized by love. Finally. What a bastard. I'm so mad. Well, it's a good thing I gave a 215 estimate, because this is going to be a 215 run.
No thanks to Delcatty.
Yeah, between Flannery and Delcatty, we lost significant time. We were fine otherwise.
Yeah, that was actually going really smoothly up until there was kind of a problem. Watson was kind of bad, but then everything was okay until Flannery.
Man, attract is such crap.
I'm not sure if Kaizaron actually highlighted it, but if he did, then you can see some amazing, or you can see basically the same fight that was just on stream again, except probably even more ridiculous in his highlights.
A lot more vulgar, too. I already know what's going to happen here. So what's going to happen is this Zangoose is not going to die in 2 hits. I'm already calling that. It's been that kind of run. Oh, no. 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 No.
Oh, we're not even going to get 2 hits.
Oh, come on! Oh, he swords dance. He swords dance. We in there.
You didn't quite fall on your own sword then.
Ugh.
Oh well, escape that relatively unscathed, and that can be a troll fight as well.
So, that's like an 80-something% chance to die in 2.
Well, at least you didn't miss the Roselia. There are worse things, sometimes.
Okay, Yon's fine, I guess. Maybe AI will be dumb and use Yon again. No!
Now, this fight would be absolutely ridiculous if you didn't have, if Slacking didn't have whatever it is.
Yeah, Truant.
Truant, yeah.
I was about to say Torrent. Oh, he puts us asleep again. That's so bad.
Although, I guess if Slacking didn't have Truant, it would be in the furthest reaches of Ubers by now. But yeah, it hurts, even with are reasonably physically bulky Marsh Tomp. And the most we can do even after 2x attacks is free shot each of the sackings. And if you set up 6x attacks, you can 2-shot them, which is so much better.
Ridiculous. Well, there goes all of our healing items.
We are entering a bit of an easier portion of the game after you beat Norman there.
It's true.
And after you do beat Norman, I'll just step out quickly and be back when you get to the Weather Institute.
Okay,
But it'll just be another shot.
If you roll, I might just be paranoid. Okay, it should be fine. It better be fine.
It's a range again, isn't it?
We got it. We did it. We nailed it. Yeah.
Now the run will enter an easier part for at least a little bit. And
Yeah, honestly,
there'll be a rival fight, won't there?
The next worst thing from here, I guess Winona. But honestly, we should be fine until we get to Tate and Liza, so...
Yeah. There's Rival 3 coming up, which is honestly a joke compared to Rival 2, but... mainly just because of the moves we have.
So, you know, since it's going to be a little easier and whatnot, feel free to read donations. Kappa. We have a $300 donation from Anonymous. Greetings from Germany. A long-time watcher, first-time donator. This isn't a bribe or anything, but I'd really like for you to have this HM. So I'm gonna have to sell a TM that I don't normally have to sell to make up for the money that we spent on Awakenings, and to afford more Awakenings. We don't normally burn through that many heal powders.
I'll totally take you up on that offer to read donations. We've got a $5 donation from Hendrix8, and he says, "Kill Slippy." And another $5 donation from Bamboo Flu saying, "Yo, thanks for the bits."
Good donation, good donation. You know what? I'll buy 3 and be super safe. Shouldn't need that many. So this is another thing that changes because we don't have Abra. Whoops. Instead of just teleporting to Mauville, we have to take an alternate route. Which isn't a huge deal.
Yeah, it gives us access to extra rare candy without too much fatigue.
Come on, turn. Hello. Thank you. The best part about this candy is, in less than flattering terms, in my notes, I yell at myself to pick this up because I have missed it before and it has cost me a run.
Yeah, because there was a very long time where Sapphire used Abra, and so you'd never really have this candy. Quite easy to forget about it.
Okay, I should not have tried that with this controller. Ha! I tried the corner hug. and I hit the Abra guy. That's a little bit of time loss, but whatever.
I thought you were going to hit Edwin, but kind of hard to hit on back.
We're fine. So, if my controller weren't poop, we would just hug that corner and pass him. But controller's poop, so...
There are worse things than fight a level 16 Abra when you're level 30. Apart from it not really doing anything. And
So
this is where we get our free Latty. Oh wait, wrong game.
So there's no real way to manipulate that spinner right there, so we have to do the bag manip there. This movement is so terrible. Oh, but that was clean. Neat. We did something right.
Trainers at this point all kind of fall into the category of take quite a long time to take out and also don't really give anything, so avoiding them is kind of important. We made it through to the Wyvern Caved at least.
If we hit 700 before the run is over, we'll have a waifu cam of my choice. Excellent! So if you've noticed, for the most part, we've been talking to trainers to avoid that exclamation point. We pulled this guy out on purpose because it just saves time on movement. Because otherwise we have to walk from the bottom.
Sadly, running inside buildings wasn't in Gen 4.
Would have been
3
nice.
we just plod along everywhere. It would have helped on the poison death as well. Although to be fair, Gen 4 added that you survived the poison.
Yeah. This is another trainer that we bag manip. Because we can't run, we can't really force him to do anything. So after this fight is where the route gets a little different because I have extra experience. If we didn't have any extra experience at all, or if we didn't get a significant amount, we would use our rare candies to get to level 33 for the rival fight. Since we're on high experience, we're totally so we'll menu after, and we'll get to 34 after the fight in the menu. Also, this is before Shelly got darker skin and, you know, was a white girl with pink hair, because reasons.
Pokemon number 3 for the team.
So this bed is super convenient. We're out of mud shots, we could use some health. It's a really quick heal. So yeah, this fight, you can die in this fight if you're extremely unlucky. Like, you'd have to get criticaled by the Numel a decent amount.
Well, it's not quite critical with that matter, but something similar, because Nummel has magnitude, and
Yeah.
magnitude 10 is very powerful. If it pulls out that magnitude twice in a row, then you die. Or even once will do the amount of your damage. We just saw 2 magnitude. They're reasonably powerful, but
We're fine.
the magnitude does have stab, so that's how it's able to quite a bit, even off something like Nummel. Get to just strength Grovile, so we don't deal with not very deal with miss. Not afraid of. Whalmer is actually slightly more bulky than Grovile.
Yeah, if you're level 34 somehow at that fight, then you could strength the Whalmer. Otherwise, it's a range. Oh shoot, it's up here.
We're only $81 away from according to the tracker. Keep that coming in and we get Kaizaron's waifu.
Probably shouldn't have double healed there, but oh well. Wow, come on, controller. Why are you doing this?
I think after the next gym we'll have a stretch where he's just doing a bunch of manipulations that he's already done, so that should be a good time for a donation. It's just a segment where he's getting to the fights and doing bag not bag manipulation, but run and fight manipulations that I've already seen. Fortunately, Gym is a little harder than it used to be because we fight it as Marshtomp now instead of Swampert when we had Abra.
Yeah. Like, we used to delay this gym as well. Though not to the degree that we delayed Dewford Gym.
The restream is having hiccups again, but the organizer can hear us about the donation. It's going after.
Yeah, nothing too exciting until we get to Winona. Just surf and hope you don't get Sing from Swablu. Fury Attack Miss is actually really good.
Yeah, these are level 30 Pokemon. Even though they're not fully evolved, they still do a decent amount of damage. And probably want most of that health for Winona, so...
Now, one issue is we're out of heal powders, and we're out of full heals, and we can get confused, so I am saving before Winona. Also, shoutouts to this guy only having one vision.
The vision choices in this place are very confusing, but I don't think they're a bug, unlike the earlier ones. Trainers that probably shouldn't be optional that are.
Lead Aerial Ace, interesting.
good, very good, but
And then double
Interesting.
team, but then we got it. And we got
did we get the range?
Excellent. Okay, now we need Pelipper to be nice and not confuse us. Oh dear. Okay, water gun, that's fine. Supersonic. No, it hit. Oh dear. Alright, well, you know, we'll see how this goes. We have to win a bunch of coin flips. So we're probably dead. If we hit ourselves once, we're totally dead because our attack is beyond insane right now. Okay. Well, redo.
That's
If-
the life of getting trolled by Delcatty.
If we had fly, which I mean we do, but we don't have the badge to use it, then I would just fly and get a heal powder. But
They're not anything useful in this map.
yeah, there's nothing that would really help.
Oh geez, we're only $20 short now. I think you might be getting your waifu cam.
Double team into surf hit, but I missed the range. Oh come on! We got it the second time though. So our high health is an issue. I really don't like this. Please,
That
pretty please. no
Supersonic coming again.
super- We'll see. Okay, good. I had no idea it had aerial ace. Okay, good.
Water gun just does enough damage that aerial ace has to roll really high to be picked. I think that's the story anyway.
Oh, of course it protects when we would have won. You're a jerk. Stop! Stop protecting! Okay, we're in Torrent, so that means we can kill the Skarmory. That's nice. So this fight's pretty much only bad if you got trolled earlier. Otherwise this fight's easy. Yeah, see? Easy peasy. We are out of healing items, though.
Oh, there's another slightly easier stretch coming up, and then there's access to another good mart as well. And we should be good to read donations now, I think. Ah! No! I picked the wrong berries. I probably should have said that on the Discord chat, but I will. The stream's just about to reach the end of the gym.
What the heck? This controller's killing me right now.
So would now be a good time for donations?
Absolutely.
Alright, we've got a $5 donation from the Yano12. Dear streamer, have you heard of this sick game called Animorphs? Sweet dog character that loves to go roo. You should really check it out.
Damn it.
$5 from Supernova Main. So if I donate here, that means I don't have to donate the keys, right? Kaizaron.
God.
We have $10 from Funky Hobo Man. Kaizaron has a luck that is unluck any other person's luck. For Kaizaron will always get the shittiest of lucker from the game. No matter what the odds of the unluck may be. He will always cause the Dan's game and emote, I'm not sure what that is. The PJ Salt is hard, is had by all, until everything tastes of PJ Salt. $10 from the guest, good luck on the sun and moon runs. ZFG. And $51 from Anonymous.
Thanks for the donations, guys. It's all going to a good
really.
cause.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. We blasted our total from April in one donation. That is all for now.
We're pretty close to the Kaizaron's waifu cam incentive when the total reaches $700, so just a little close, just a little more for that. And in the speedrun he's just about to evolve into Swampert after doing
I'm not going to lie, I'm really, really glad you mentioned that because I was just mashing buttons to go through text and wasn't looking. And it's like, what? Olden's evolving? Oh dear. What a nightmare that would have been. Oops. I can't remember if this is the last time I need to use Mudshot. No, we have to use it like 2 more fights. The 95% ning is almost over.
It misbehaved once or twice, but apart from the Flannery death, I think it let us off pretty lightly.
Now is basically just a little bit of backtracking. If you noticed, I entered Lily Cove City before I surfed here. That way, when I'm done, oops, I double talked. That way, when I'm done with all of this backtracking I have to do, I can just fly there instead of having to bike all the way back there. So I probably should have taught fly a little earlier, but I'm so overwhelmed by the bad that's happening.
One last rare candy, which I think this one is going to be used on the legendary once we get it, but
Correct.
we'll get to that legendary in about 20 minutes or so. For now,
Yeah, there's
the last...
there's about let's see, like 40 minutes left in the run. If my estimates are right, then I think we're going to be either just shy of getting the estimate or just shy of missing it. And it was really all because of Delcatty. Like we could have handled everything else, but Delcatty kind of cost us.
Yeah, Delcatty was rough, to say the least. But as you saw from the second fight he had, it's a bit out of your control. Even if you do choose to use Mudshot on that second turn.
What is happening? Keys, please. That one was me and not the controller.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
So, it sucks that I got an encounter here, but this is to YOLO the water here because it's gonna give us the least likely chance of an encounter out of everywhere else we could YOLO.
It's such a small amount of tiles, and it's such a low encounter. Right? That
Oh my god. Sharpedo used focus energy. I legitimately did not know it had focus energy. Usually it just crunches us or bites us.
I think you need to yeah, there we go.
Olivia! I should have considered picking up the max elixir that we don't pick up anymore.
Could do, but you can take the Elite Four Stainer if you want,
Yeah.
to be safe.
Who said gunner? Funky said gunner. Well, good thing I have mod. Get wrecked. Take that. Even in a marathon, I'm vigilant.
In case it needed clarification, he means Olivia from Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Oh, right, I was gonna center. Do. I'm just not gonna mess with it right.
Hardest fight in the run is coming up, or at least tied with Cool Trainer Book for hardest fight.
Yeah, this fight, like, there is stuff you can manipulate, but man, is it rough. Actually, I probably shouldn't have healed because of that exact manipulation. Okay, I just made it harder on us, but it's fine. We'll make it work. We'll just get Nightshade ×2.
Doesn't look like you're quite gonna get 38, but you don't really expect to get 38, so it'll be okay.
Say bye, Mudshot.
Yeah, we teach dive here even though it's not that strong, because in this game, when you use a move which hits 2 targets in a double battle, the power is actually just flat out halved, so against Tate and Lies, the dive is actually stronger than Surf when you only want to hit one Pokemon.
And we desperately want that Soul Rock to die. Because Sunny Day is bad, bad, bad.
Using dive to dodge Solar Beam is also very convenient.
Okay, I'm actually
the
gonna stall
waifu
for a little bit of damage here.
The waifu cam actually got instated.
Nice. Okay, this is actually like really good health. I don't think that the Lunatone kills us straight up yet. Hi, front page. So we're definitely gonna save. It'd be really foolish not to. Imagine a marathon run where you don't save for Tate and Liza.
I'm not sure what game that would be called. Probably Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Probably.
Because there's no way you would ever consider that in the originals.
Now, just to kind of emphasize how bad this fight can go, my notes say turn 1, do this thing, and then turn 2, You kind of just route it on the fly.
The official notes by Kaizaron for this fight are turn 1, do X speed or whatever, turn 2, improvise.
Yeah.
So it really is just a spur of the moment thing for the most part.
We'll do that. Ha! It's never worked for me before. Take that.
Oh, that's convenient. Although Swobbly living through 2 turns is kind of strange.
I mean, I'm not gonna complain.
No, you're not, but still. Oh no, I did die at the end of the second turn. Third turn, rather.
If Lunatone wakes up this turn, I'm gonna be super sad. Okay, good.
Oh jeez. Oh.
Take that! Ha! Outplayed!
Wow, that all worked out pretty well.
Outplayed!
Sometimes Tate and Liza just behave, and now that Sol Rock is dead, the Surf has restored full power, so Lunatone shouldn't be a problem. I think it's in Gen 4 or Gen 5 that Surf started hitting your partner as well. But in this game,
Outplayed!
it's
We
just
did it!
Enemies.
Swablu, the real MVP.
Yeah, that's Rain Surf and restored to full power, so Lunatone dies.
Mystic
In a
Water
hurry.
boost as well.
Oh yeah, got that part.
Man, that was really good. Hey, what's up, Kyle? Welcome to the marathon.
And that's Tate and Liza that anyone would love to have in an actual run.
It was a little slow. Like, there's definitely faster ways
Yeah.
to win, but I mean, you don't complain when you win this fight ever.
Most of the faster ways probably involve getting hit into Torrent and then using Torrent Surf after you use Dive once. Or even not having to dive at all, but that's really rare. But Swablu actually getting to use Sing and it actually hitting something is...
That's insane.
not something you see every day, no.
No, not at all.
So that's the hardest fight in the game, although the one coming up isn't especially easy either. But after we beat up Archie one final time, we get our hands on the legendary, and so things don't seem so bad.
That was probably the dumbest YOLO I could have done, but... Oops. I wouldn't say I'm feeling nervous and I'm gonna make mistakes, because I've already made mistakes, so there's no nerves.
The controller will make the mistakes for him.
Pretty much, like at this point in time. We all saw that wonderful beginning. If there hasn't been a waifu cam on front page before, then there always should be. Sinister, get on that, thanks.
There are actually two different paths you can take through this cave, and I think for quite a while the other one was being taken, but eventually they figured out that the path that Keys just took is actually faster. And he got off his bike to do all the boulder puzzles because of all the deceleration that would have had to go on if he was using the mark bike. And things are a little less scary now that you actually have healing items again, although these Pokemon are also quite strong.
Yeah, we're pretty much one fight away from not having to be too scared. Like, unless... unless that happens. Unless, the Kyogre is really bad. Oh, wait, hold on. Are my slaves alive? Yeah, Kaizaron's alive. Okay, I'll still YOLO it.
And you can deal with a bad Kyogre. A bad Kyogre is just like a good any other Pokemon, but...
Okay, so this actually isn't too terribly bad because we picked up that safety revive. It's just slow. For the most part, this run has been awful after we had that one miss.
Torkoal killed everything.
Pretty much, I'm gonna blame that. Oh, hey look, Castform tanked.
Yeah, brilliant. Tanked by a lot as well. That wasn't even close.
No. Hello? Controller? Thanks. So that's the Earthquake TM we were talking about earlier. We don't even use it. It's a shame.
It would be nice, and you would definitely get it if you're doing the Swampert only strat, but as it is, we can handle Archie without it, and then Kyogre doesn't have any use for it.
Okay, I'm gonna guess about 5 minutes overestimate at this rate, just because too much went south. 220 is probably a safer estimate for next time. I'm gonna pretend like you didn't warn me about that.
It's Sapphire. I mean, we thought that Sapphire was safe, and it was 1.95% move away from being pretty safe. Although, yeah, Delcatty is just something that you can't really account for. This will still be probably the best Sapphire run that's ever been done in the marathon, so there's
Which is
that.
sad.
Sapphire with Abra had some rough performances in marathons, but since Abra-less it should be quite a safe marathon game overall. Once the kinks are worked out a bit more.
Yeah, that should still be takedown. Ow! Never mind. That's bad. Well. We'll just reset this now. That went too south. Before we waste too much time.
Well, actually having to reset Archie 2 is kinda rare. Yeah, it's Archie 2, yeah.
I'm wondering if we have a spare slave, if we should just send that out first for the guard spec. That actually probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Routing in the middle of a marathon, what I mean.
Constant improvement.
Okay, this is going much better.
It's the nature of the beast really though. Sometimes you just get amazing fights and sometimes awful fights and there isn't much in between.
And then Crobat's probably going to be a doll and knock us in the torrent.
Bit better.
What a doll. Thanks, buddy.
Did we get torrent or did we get crit?
Torrent.
Okay. Might have just about survived the crit anyway, so it'll do. Swampert has served us well, but that'll do for him for fights.
He has
Perf-
one
hopefully
more
any-
fight, technically.
Oh yeah.
Okay. As far as I'm aware, there's no other donation incentive for a name, so whoever gives me a Kyogre nickname in chat first is what I'm gonna name it.
As long as you're respecting the stream, of course. Language-wise.
Somebody names him like Farts, I'm gonna be sad. Meme Big sent out farts. God.
I think we could skip over that one if necessary.
I hope I didn't give anybody an idea there, that'd be terrible.
Kaizaron will skip over bad names at his own discretion.
Yeah. Funky potato pizza. Jeez, that's quick. But Membig. Hot Pocket.
Well, I think technically Funky wins.
Yeah, Funky
Oh.
won. Everyone else loses. Losers. It's got to be lowercase too, probably. What am I doing?
$800. We're not that far away from Kyogre. People will really have to step up for that one.
That was one tile early. Darn. Gotta reset the run. Sorry, guys. Really, controller. Really, controller. Really, controller. It's not Emerald, it's Sapphire. There's no Ray Jesus in this.
Yeah, this is just a one Pokemon disaster which disappears entirely as soon as the Kyogre battle is done.
So we're gonna hear a lot of bonking on this part, because even at my best, I was terrible at this part. Sorry.
It's a cave with really tight passages and you don't have flash. Not that a speedrunner would ever consider getting flash, but
Oh my goodness. Really?
it's tricky.
People are changing their mind and saying madman. Funky or madman? I'm gonna flip a coin. Hold on. It's funky. Name it OPOP. Oh, actually, you know what? Screw the coin, I like that. There we go. We did it. What the?
How are we?
We're gonna
Well, I
find
guess you'll
out.
see when you use the candy.
Oh, that's... Ow. Wow. That's bad. Oh dear.
Yeah, could be worse, but it's not very good.
This is Poverty Kyogre all over again. Man.
143.97. Yeah. I think he'll make it past the Gardevoir speed-wise, but
Man.
the rest
Again?
might be a problem.
Why does this always happen? Like, that's barely above minus special attack. Dear me. Oops.
Wait. What do we say its special attack was? 143?
Minus special attack is 141 or lower. Yeah.
Yeah, but what did this have? Like 146 or something?
143.
Wait, 143 is 0 IV.
Sure is!
Well, probably like 0 or 1, but you know.
Oops.
It really is 0 IV neutral.
Excellent.
I think the speed you gotta pass on there.
And 91 or lower is minus. There is RNG minute for Kyogre, but you're so much more likely to get a good Kyogre that you don't need to manip it. Though I think from now on, if it's a marathon, I think I'm gonna manip. Because that was rough looking.
Yeah, there's like a cluster that you can get, right? Because there's no way it's worth resetting
Yeah, there's
to
a
hit
cluster.
a single frame.
Okay, so you see me kind of like stopping. It's because I don't trust my controller. Otherwise, I would do this a lot faster. Good old OPO poverty. Sweet kiss already? Rude. That's why we have that person. See, this sucks because we used the next special to stall earlier.
You would like to have an extra one now.
Don't you dare, don't you dare. Okay, good. How many do I need from here? We should be fine. The Emerald gyms and the Sapphire gyms have different layouts. Water Pulse.
Yeah, the two gym puzzles are the opposite way around. Well, they're not exactly mirror images, but they're changed enough so that you have to go one direction in Ruby Sapphire and the other direction in Emerald. And the other direction just won't work. Whoever says that you can go both left and right is lying. At least one of the games you can't. You have to go one of the directions.
So that
I
crit
think
was
it's
actually
both of
kind
them.
of nice. We got rid of a turn for Milotic.
Yeah.
Poverty Kyogre's trying really hard to make up for the fact that he's poverty.
Melodic's just another thing that can confuse you with Water Pulse. And mess around with that kind of stupid stuff.
Now's as good a time as ever to read some extra donations. Oh god.
So we have $2 from /Empty who says the Keisto is big, and he put that $2 to have a Keisto play Mario in the next run. Then we have $2 from Steven1704 who says I must play Mario, and he put that towards himself to play Mario.
Nice.
So Steven is winning by $1 to play Mario. Maybe we can give Steven a run for his money.
Victory Road in this game is pretty straightforward, apart from it being another place where it's rather challenging to not bonk on the mech bike. This trainer shouldn't be too much of a deal, although with this Kyogre you never know what might crop up in the way of damage ranges.
Oh, this Kyogre's screwed. See, I'm pretty
Think
sure
this is-
Ninetales is a range.
Ninetales?
I think.
I don't know.
With Waterfall. With Waterfall it is, I think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I
No.
think this is probably just to take the center Kyogre, though, to be honest.
Oh yeah, believe me, I'm taking the center after Victory Road. There's no way I'm not.
In which case you might be able to spare a surf for it. I don't know. I'm not really completely up to pace with current Sapphire strats, so I don't know if you even have surf.
We do have Surf. You can skip Surf
I know-
with a really good Kyogre and just stick with
At some
Waterfall.
point. At some point, you were either delaying it or not teaching it at all, but yeah.
As long as it doesn't go as badly as Poverty Kyogre went, then we should be fine.
I don't think this is quite as poverty, but it's pretty damn poverty.
Yeah. What the? Why did I do that? I went up instead of down. That was questionable.
Yeah. Luckily in this game, when you have a repel up, it gets rid of the encounters you can get from Rock Smash as well, because in later games you can just get encounters randomly from Rock Smash even if you do have repels. And that would obviously waste time. So for the most part in Gen 3 speedruns you want to have a repel up when you use Rock Smash.
Darn it. I'm trying to like smooth my way through this movement instead of just being like safe about it, but it's just Bonk City right now.
Just be careful around the one optional trainer and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, well since we're centering anyway, I'm just gonna surf. Just to make sure like any waterfall range is mitigated.
Probably for the best. I mean, you probably would think that rain waterfall would kill Sand Slash, but
No, I'm saving text.
yeah.
Darn it.
Is this also a buy full resource situation, or are you going to be
Oh,
fine
I'm
about those?
absolutely buying them to be super duper safe. I don't trust this Kyogre for anything.
Not sure how many hyper potions we have left, which is why I
I
asked.
think we have 4. Like I think our hyper potion count's actually fine.
But
But we don't have full heals if we ever need
Yeah.
them. Not quite what I wanted to talk to, but I mean, essentially doesn't matter. Oh, please. I swear if we somehow die to the Wally fight. How could that even happen? That's what I want to know.
ranges. At least the Wally fight's at the end of Victory Road. Kyogre would kind of struggle a bit if it was at the start, you'd think.
A little bit.
Well, depending on the Kyogre, I guess.
Yeah, Beast Kyogre would be totally fine. OP over here is not very OP.
OPO poverty. Don't forget.
So, I might be going a little out of my way here, since this isn't my channel, but, in the Pokemon community, we believe in the power of Kevin Turtle. I would say that everyone should spam Kevin Turtle until the Elite Four is done, because this Kyogre is so bad that it needs as much good luck as it can get.
Or at least give us a few of them, particularly around, I think, Phoebe and Glacier. The rest, we might be okay.
OP, not OP.
And Sydney could probably use a couple as well. If we make it past Glacier unscathed, then we're probably in the clear. But before that, yes, this Kyogre could be in trouble.
This Kyogre's such a butt. Do we get the Gardevoir range? I'm scared. Male Gardevoir, Dan's game. Oh,
Right.
Poverty Ogre did it! Ah! It's probably really likely, to be honest, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so I think... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a quick detour.
Detour.
Our Kyogre sucks, and we're short on X specials. I mean,
Oh.
if I'm already 5 minutes behind estimate, I think another 30 seconds will be okay.
Okay. If this saves the run, then worth it.
It'll save it. Remember, blame Torkoal and blame Delcatty. Even with Poverty Ogre, we would have been underestimate.
Especially Delcatty. Kyogre's been doing just fine so far.
Yeah.
Although I guess we are kind of going out of our way to make it do fine.
So I'm gonna buy like 5 full restores. Okay, apparently I bought 4. and 4 revives. That's how little faith I have.
As we said before, the first 3 fights are the real problems with these bad stats. Although Glacier might not be so bad, depending on how things go. And we've had an offer in the chat for if another $46 are donated before the end of the run, then there'll be a Kevin Turtle cam to save O Poverty from his probably inevitable death. It might just provide him enough power, so if anyone's interested in this run having a chance, then get on that.
Okay, we should be fine. Should be fine. A critical hit. What a pal. Absol's trying to snatch my X special. That wasn't too bad. Phoebe's honestly probably the last thing that can really go wrong. Glacia control, but we shouldn't die to it. And because I said that, we're going to be fine on Phoebe and Glacia's going to wreck us.
I think we got the speed, so Glacier's okay, but not entirely sure on that part. Glacier's more about speed than special, although obviously special matters depending on the situation.
Okay, that bandit's a range on bad special. I remember this. It was terrible.
Surprisingly, that one candy he used does actually matter quite a bit with the damage ranges on this bad of an ogre.
Yeah.
It also, well, another reason to have it is just that it lets you see your stats right away without losing that much time, so you can quickly adjust to what you've got. Considering we're one-shotting the majority of Pokemon in the Elite Four without that much setup at all, you can see just how much of a beast Kyogre really is. Even this bad of a Kyogre. But bad stats still do matter.
It won't have any effect. Okay, I learned a lesson. Don't heal Swablu.
Glacier is the worst type matchup we have here because of the whole most of the Pokemon are water deal. Even with Shockwave, Shockwave is actually really weak and barely even outdoes Surf for damage, but if we get rid of this Glalie, which we'll use Light Screen if we let it live, then the next Pokemon Celio is generally pretty free setup.
OP is stricken by hail. You bastard.
And since this is the one fight that we're fighting water Pokemon, it's the one fight that we don't really care that much about the rain being gone, so nice coincidence all around. I don't really want to say we're in the clear yet, because things can still definitely go wrong, but we're past the most trolly bits of the Elite Four by now.
I'll agree once we get past the wall rain.
If we use free X specials though, I was kind of saying that was done, but maybe not. Okay, we'll wait for the wall rain to be dead first.
Please die.
This is the damage range on free X specials?
With this special, yeah.
Oh my.
It's a third X special is only guaranteed if you have 165 or more special attack.
If you you slightly cut out when you said that. Was it 155?
165 guarantees it.
Oh, at this level you mean, yeah. Well, whatever. We made it past. That's probably the trolliest parts of the Elite Four down.
Yeah, I think we're safe. I think.
We just have to not play too recklessly on these last couple of fights. We're not going to be surfing the Flygons with this special attack.
Oh god, no. I'm going to predict by my... Oops. Well, I picked the wrong move. It has Rock Tomb?
Yeah, that's why you don't set up on it.
What the...
You have switch outs or you have X-Feds. Pick or choose.
I'm throwing out the Swablu.
Yeah, this thing's about 90% likely to use Rock Tomb, so it's faster to just kill it and set up on the Altaria.
I've only ever seen Protect. Because I never picked the wrong move. There. Easy game.
Yeah, so as we were saying, things are probably going to be fine from now on.
Okay, so by my timer, I'm going to guess that this is going to be 2:20, 2:57. I'm just
Well, we can just cut it off after Champion anyway.
Oh, but that's
we
not...
don't have to go all the way
that's,
to the
that's not staying within the spirit of the rules. Before Pokemon actually switched to RTA, most races would end their timing at the end of Champion. So that is kind of a accepted timing, but don't know if we're going to be letting Kyogre into the Hall of Fame here. Does he deserve it? You know, let's see how the champion fight goes. See if he deserves it. I have learned on bad special.
The Salamence.
No, I'm kidding.
Please no. You said some pretty crazy thing. Ranges, like Ninetales being a range with Waterfall in the Rain was a little surprising, honestly.
I think that one's actually true though.
Yeah, I guess with horrible special, I'm not surprised, but I am surprised about it overall.
Okay, just in case fight goes south. Oh, see, look, I'm plenty underestimate. So, as one of the admins of Pokemon speedruns, I'm officially changing the rules back to in-game time just for this. We're at 208 right now. We're good. We're gonna be underestimate, guys. It's okay. I should have specified that I meant in-game time and not real time.
And for whoever's actually on the timer, we got the time coming up at a certain point after this final battle.
You know what? I'm not even going to chance it. I'm using that second S special. Let's go.
Oh yeah, because you don't have Hydro Pump, so... Well, I guess Hydro Pump is a gamble on its own, but with really bad special, things can be arranged to die to surf even with a single X special.
Yeah. I think, let's see. I want to say that it's, what the hell is its name? The Lily
I think it's
Evolution.
just... I think it's
Cradily.
just Cradily and maybe Metagross.
Yeah, Metagross is one.
Yeah, but Cradily is slightly more tanky than even Metagross. Time is definitely coming up pretty soon, so so if you want to get it at the exact time, then you might want to unmute now. Or undeafen, rather. Once you hear this.
I'm gonna say that he earned it, so I'm gonna say that we're gonna use the official time and not the cheater time.
Alright, well, still pretty soon.
Yeah.
This only takes about a minute, so
It's gonna be right
definitely
after
get
the.
ready on that.
It's gonna be right after the cutscene where we get the Hall of Fame, and it fades to black. It is black in this game, right? It's different like almost every game, I swear.
Yeah, they kind of alternated a bit. But I think it's black for this one. Okay, so timer will stop with the stream as well then, I guess. However delayed that might be.
I'll yell out what the time is. I've had my timer this whole time, and man, have I been displeased with what I've seen.
No, if you actually had your splits as well.
Yeah, I sure did.
How was Norman?
Norman was 12 minutes behind.
Oh, I was more asking about how much time was lost to Norman. I don't care about the absolute
5
split.
minutes. 5 minutes was lost to Norman.
Okay, yeah. So Delcatty.
We were within
Well,
like
Delcatty wasn't all of it, but
we were within like 2 minutes the whole time, and then
yeah.
Flannery happened, and then Norman happened. Also, I was
We can
wrong.
blame Delcatty.
It's 2:23 now. Darn.
Darn. Shouldn't have used that second X special. Clearly, it would have been worth it to just
Man.
risk it. Yeah, that probably looked a lot smoother than it should have been because Keys played so excessively safe.
Sure did.
But
Welcome
that's
to the Hall
the
of
Elite
Fame,
Four.
me. Anyway, sorry for being like 8 minutes overestimate.
Sacrifice to Blue Run.
There, it was a 2:11. I was underestimate. We did it. Go team. The time was 2:23:32:23. I'm not even kidding.
Well, that is quite the time.
That's awful. 20 minutes
Oh, well.
behind PB.
Sapphire, you just can't account for some things.
Yeah, like I could have. There wasn't anything we could do about the Flannery thing. I think that proves that we should save before Delcatty from now on, no. Like,
Yeah.
because that was rough. Because that led to like this spiral of stuff. Like if we got supersonic, then we'd be dead. Yada yada.
Yep. guess that's it for Pokemon though, and they'll be wanting to move on to the next game pretty quickly. It should be the Super Mario World, yeah.
I'm rooting for a Keisto, sorry. Not sorry.
Rooting for a Keisto in the co-op.
Yep.
Oh, nice work.
Thanks for having me. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Sorry I was overestimate again.
No problem at all.
You made the noble sacrifice of the blue run anyway.